How we doing out there? I'm Servant. I'm Pisces. Was trying to figure out a few things, and then all of a sudden got shot up and started writing everything under the sun. But does anybody remember what the adage is called, the sigh or the sickle? The way that they used to harvest, and they used a sigh or a sickle, and they still use it in some places um, because the small field is easy to harvest by hand. And the understanding that where you're at today and how the reaping will come of the harvest. The parable of the growing seed, which is Mark 4. And he said, so is the kingdom of God, the most high, righteous, and loved, as if man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep and rise night and day. And the seed should spring and grow up, and he knoweth not how. For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. But when the fruit is brought forth immediately, he putteth in the sickle, because the harvest is come. Well, we know we always plant, and we know we always reap from what we plant. But the Father has planted lots and lots of seed, every one of you, okay? And to understand that you are the children of God, the Most High, and to understand that He wants to talk to you just for a little while. It's actually for the rest of your life. And He's got you in a position that maybe you've got hardships going, maybe you just need a little extra boost in life, or maybe you just need Him to hold your hand. And you go over there and you spend the time with Him. And then all of a sudden you start understanding the affirmations that keep coming out in front of you. And you get more and more and more understanding with the Father. The point of the fruit and reaping, is that the good seed or the bad seed? Where do you stand with the Father? If you want to be reaped as a good seed, and you want to be plucked up, or harponzo, understand that you have to spend the time with Him. If you're not saved, look, the Father wants you to understand that there's no way to Him except through the Son, okay, Jesus Christ. So if you need to get out there and get saved, you may get yourself in there and get her done. And understand that when you see Him come on the white cloud with a sickle in hand, you better realize something up. You need to get in there and you need to get her done. I mean, I'm understanding feller about everything under the sun, but not when it comes to the Father. He's wanting to talk to every one of you. He's talking to me every day about everything that's going on. And do I see the end? I don't. I see what He is giving me, the sickle, the sigh, the understanding. And here's the other part of it. Revelation 14, the harvest of the earth. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hands a sharp sickle. Do you have any imagination who that might be? No? Yeah. Well, like I said, you'll have false teachers. You'll have the Antichrist. You'll have everybody saying, I'm Christ, I'm Christ. But you understand that when you look up in the sky and you see his face everywhere, then you know that that's the Lord. And if he's got a sickle, be very still. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, trust thy sickle and reap, for this time has come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel come out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust it in thy sharp sickle, and gather the cluster of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are full and ripe. And the angel thrust in the sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God, the most high, righteous, and loved. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Well, we know that's the battle of Armageddon. Blood shall be up to the bridle of the horses. Do you realize that in all these situations and all these things that we talk about, do you think you might understand that the Father has got something going on, and that he wants you, his children, to really realize what's going on? Turn away from sin. Turn away from it all. And let me tell you something. You've been living your life all this time being like a normal person, which is not normal. Okay? The point of a normal person through the Father's eyes is somebody that's got their eyes fixed on him constantly, all the time. The one that's living by the world, okay, is the one that is going to be left behind. And if you're left behind during the actual part of Armageddon, all these things that you're going to read in there, and I will read it too, but all these things that's going to happen to you are going to happen, okay? Don't kid yourself one bit that you think that this is just theoretically, because it's not. It's not theory at all. I can tell you this truth. Okay. The early sickle varied in size, shape, and material from which they were made. The earliest type seems to have been constructed of wood. Its reasonable or modern scythics through smaller and its cutting edge, which is size. Edge was made of flint. Later sickles were constructed of metal. These were mostly cutting grain, but occasionally they were used for pruning. Mark and John used the sickle in the figurative sense as an instrument of God's judgment. So realize what I go to. I don't go in here and pick all this stuff. Okay? The Father's the one that does this. So I've been teaching a lot from good, and then it goes all the way back, So understand that what you're at and what you're going through. Understand that the Father wants to spend time with you. He loves you so very much. I love you so very much. Understand that precepts, statutes, commandments, testimonies. Okay? Psalms 119. Explore everything and every aspect of the Bible. You'll see your feet. You'll see everything that you've been through and everything that you're going to go through. But the sigh and the reaping, look, whether good or bad, you sure don't want to be stuck in Armageddon. So understand, if you're not baptized, go get baptized. Anyways, I'll get off here. I am servant. I am Pisces. Have a good one.